Alright, Putin moves south. Struggle for the Eurasian heartland. Joseph Miranda, Modern War magazine game. So, turn 3. Everything's been done for turn 3 except for the last phase, which is the turn end phase, which I'm going to go through now. So this video is going to allow me to walk across a turn transition again. So from turn 3 to turn 4, remember there are 10 turns altogether, so we're a third of the way through this whole conflict. Pretty interesting. Turn end phase, so both players have their own game turn track, and that's because you're putting units on the turn track ahead of the current turn to mark when they become available again. And both sides have SF units to bring back onto play as they move their... Okay, so I'm going to talk this through. The coalition player takes his coalition turn marker. He moves it forward to the 4 spot. So again, this is the turn end phase, really of turn 3. Turn markers advance 1 box. Players distribute in the new turn box, distribute units as dictated by the roll. So this PRC SF unit was on the turn 4 box of the game turn track. Now it's available. And importantly, these go not to the reinforcements box, which is interesting. They actually go straight to the staging area. I find that interesting, but yep, I wonder if that's what the game designer intended. But under regrouping, under regrouping and recycling, when a turn marker reaches a space, a turn spot, containing SF units, place those SF units in the friendly staging area. Do not expend AP for this. So now the Russian player advances. Okay, so the Russian player on his turn track takes his turn marker, moves it forward 1 to the turn 4 box, and picks up the 2 SF units that are there. So these were SF units that were used before, and this is the SF cycling mechanic. So these two, a strength 1 and a strength 2 SF unit, are going back to the Russian staging area. Alright, there we go. That is it for the turn end phase of turn 3. Now we're at turn 4. So we go to the start of the game turn sequence action point phase. We know we're going to be rolling 2 dice 6 for each side. Alright, so the Russians roll a very average 7. NATO side. Oh, they get a very unusual 3. Alright, this is one thing, I'm going to have to remember this. I keep counting the major bases every turn. Clearly this is, I probably even mentioned this, but this is clearly something you want to note. So you don't have to keep recounting them. Alright, but I'm going to do this, I'm going to talk through it. It'll also help me remember. It'll be good for face-to-face play. In China, you have Urumqi, or Urumqi, I guess. Major base, that's 1. We've got, I'm going across the, that's only major bases, not minor bases. Oh, there. PRC has Bishket. It's another, so that's 2. There we go. Dushanbe's 3. 4 is Kabul. I do not know if we have another. I don't think we have another. Ashgabat. Mari. Bukhara. Alright, I'm going to assume it's just 4. So that's 4 plus 3 for 7. That is unusually low. So that's the coalition side. The Russians, oh man. Alright, Russians have Novosibirsk. That's 1. They have, man, I should even, okay, Orenburg. That's 2. So they have, I think, 2 in their home territory. 2. And then Karaganda. That's 3. 3. Yeah, this is definitely something to have computed separately. This is not good. So 3, and then Iran has, I think Tehran. Yeah, Tehran's 4. Yeah, definitely something to have computed separately. I admit, definitely. Is it 4? I guess it's 4. And I wish I knew the total number of major bases. That's another thing that would help. All right, 4 plus 7 is 11. So big discrepancy, 11 Russian to only 7 coalition. I wonder if the major bases are listed. I wish. That's another thing I should write down for my own and keep it as a reference. Just list the total by name. Yeah, the hexes. Hope I didn't miss one. Well, I'm going with that. Okay, so now we go to the action phase. The initiative, by the way, there's nothing really complicated about the initiative at all. Player possesses the shock marker, takes or passes on taking the first action in every turn's action phase. This depends on possession of the shock marker. Thereafter, each player takes turns. So, initiative, the instant that a player plays the shock marker, his side takes the first action for that game turn. That player continues to, here it is, this is important. That player continues to take the first action each game turn until the other player gains control of and plays the shock marker. So we continue on with the coalition having the initiative, because that's because they started with it. They used the shock marker, I think, in the very first turn. Shock marker was sent forward to the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, to the 7th turn on the Russian turn track. So basically, initiative, another way to look at it is for the whole, let's see, for the whole first 6 game turns of this battle, which is more than half of the conflict, the coalition had the initiative, and I don't see any variations to that. That's one thing. This game doesn't use a lot of variations to basic rules, right? It's not like there's some way to, pay some resource to wrest the initiative from the other player. Yeah. I won't talk any more about that. So what do the coalition doesn't have a lot of points relative to the Russians. So would they pass? Oh, I know what. Can they do anything about JTF Marine here being almost surrounded? And it's important, you cannot move Ezok to Ezok. Wonder if that changes in the Iran game. That's what I thought. Zok and movement. A unit can never move directly from one Ezok to another. That is oh, so that means that in effect, you can lock or pin an entire unit. I say entire unit because these are representing very large units. So he's effectively pinned. Oh, so this was important. If I move a unit up, as a matter of fact, I'll try to move this unit. Alright, I'll just do a normal movement. Cost of 1. This is not a good tactical move. I'm going to move this unit, which obviously can't even get... Oh, well, they got a 5. They are complex terrain capable, so they only spend 1 for these rough terrain hexes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.